Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I don't know. You know what? I don't know where everybody is because we literally have people who are watching from all across the globe. So I never know what time zone it is where you are. But good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope you're having a wonderful start to this morning, to this day, to this week. And I hope you're having a fantastic start to December. It literally blows my mind that we are now in December. And right on that moment, something binged. So give me one sec while I turn it off. Turn off my audio because otherwise things are going to be binging. Hey Elijah, how are you? How are you? Okay, so I have to dedicate this live to my Auntie Noma, who wrote me a message and said, "Where are you? There's no live today." And I wrote back to her and I said, you know what, I'm trying out different times because with people watching from all over the world and all different time zones, the time that I was doing our lives wasn't working for everybody. And so I'm trying to find a time. So let me know, DM me, send me a note, let me know whether this time is better for you, just so I know what works. But hey, Lisa, how are you? Happy Monday, like I said. What have you been up to? What is new? What is exciting? What is going on in your world? Other than the fact that we're literally 23 days from Christmas and literally 29 days from the very last day of this decade, which I can't even believe it. But what did I do this weekend? It was actually a really busy weekend for me this weekend. I was filming some new episodes for that are coming up on Ndini. So if you don't already subscribe, if you're on Facebook and you don't already have your notifications turned on for us, turn on the notifications because I've got some incredible stuff coming up for you. And if you don't already follow us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram. We're Ndini Media on Instagram. You're obviously here if you're on Facebook. Where else are we? We're on Twitter, kinda, sorta. We kind of dip our toe in and out on Twitter. And subscribe. We're actually on YouTube as well. We have a channel on YouTube. So if you ever want to binge watch all the Ndini episodes, they're all on YouTube. We're Ndini Media on YouTube. I try to keep it consistent. Same name across all the platforms. So Ndini Media, Ndini Media. But as I was saying to you, I was filming some interviews this weekend. I'll tell you real quick, I did 3 interviews on Saturday. So I interviewed Natasha, who is the founder of a company called Curl Shop. And she's somebody who talk about solving your own problems. She decided to cut off her hair after years of straightening and found out that she had curly hair. And as with especially people of color who have curly hair, it's sometimes hard to manage and what products to use. And sometimes the big name products aren't really made for our hair. So she started to make her own products. Like she literally Googled and YouTubed how to make her own shampoo and conditioner that worked with her hair. And then other people started buying her products and she's now made it a company. And she's young. She's only 27, but she's got this incredible company that she's growing and I'm so excited. But I'd love for you to listen to that interview because it was so interesting to hear her methodology, like how for most of us, we just kind of struggle with, this is the problem and we try and figure a way around it. But for her, she decided she was going to create products and her own products. So that's Natasha from Curl Shop. The second interview that I did was with a phenomenal woman. Her name is Rabina, and Rabina is an entrepreneur. She used to compete in fitness. She used to be a nurse, just done all these things. And she's such a great example of somebody who was given lemons in her life and turned them into lemonade. So she talked about, her challenges with losing herself and just not being excited about life, losing passion for life, leading to divorce, leading to, kids and all kinds of things. And then how she's now with a big company now become one of their leading salespeople. She's won on trips overseas. She actually recently, can't remember when, a few months ago, the company actually gave her a brand new Mercedes, because that's just the level of the sales that she's doing and the support. But, she talked about how for her, it's not about the money. Of course, we all need money to live, but that is really about how she's able to empower other women to believe in themselves and to believe in their ability to overcome adversity. So that was Rabina. And then I did a last interview with, oh my gosh, a beautiful, beautiful spirit. Her name is McKinney Smith. She has a podcast that's called A Walk in My Stilettos. And it's really her struggle too of overcoming all these things. She was a teen mom, and then, a relationship that didn't work out, a marriage that didn't work out, kids, how she was able to look after 3 kids on her own and get a degree and build a business. And so I can't wait to bring those interviews to you. Super exciting. I'm excited. And then I was exhausted after 3 interviews and pretty much didn't do very much yesterday other than catch up with things. And Pumzile, thank you. I missed you too. Thank you. It's good to see you here. So that was pretty much my weekend. And I wanted to hop on today to share something with you that I actually heard this morning. So a lot of the times when I do my lives, I kind of think about things that happen over the week, and I plan out, kind of sort of where I want to go and the message that I want to share. But this morning, as I was driving back from the gym, I've shared with you before that my favorite thing to listen to are podcasts. So I kind of have my routine where once I get out of the gym, I'm exhausted, and I listen to a particular podcast. And I listen to, it's called The Quote of the Day Show. It's by a guy called Sean Croxton. And I highly recommend, not an ad for Sean, not an ad. I kind of sort of know Sean, we've communicated, but this is not an ad for his show. I just think it's a phenomenal show. So what he does is he curates clips of quotes from different speakers. And so every day you have a quote, and he generally keeps them at about 7 to 10 minutes or, in that time range, inspiring quotes from speakers. And I love listening to it because about 10 minutes is the time it takes me to drive. So it's perfect. I can listen to a whole episode while I'm driving. But he shared an episode, and it's actually an older one because I'm a little behind, and so I was catching up. And this was from October 30th. And he shared a speaker who I'd never heard of before. And she was talking about health and wellness. And she said a line that truly made me stop. And she said that for many of us, we wait until we're dying to think about living. We wait until we're dying to think about living. We wait for the diagnosis. You get a diagnosis that you're not well, or you get whatever happens in your life. And then all of a sudden you get super hyperactive in terms of getting healthy, in terms of, all those things. But why do we wait until that diagnosis for us to get ourselves well? And so that was what her whole talk was about. And like I say, you can go and find the podcast. It's called The Quote of the Day Show with Sean Croxton. And that's something that I want you to take with you and think about this month as you're starting to think about who you want to be and where you want to be in 2020, is don't wait to get that diagnosis. Don't wait for the bad things to happen. Why does it take us, as she said, why does it take us getting that diagnosis to really start thinking about living? And so I would challenge you and say, instead of waiting until January, because so many, I trust and believe I was the queen of I'll start on January 1st. I was right there in terms of I'll start, and everything was January 1st. And then January 1st would roll around and I'd never do it. And so my challenge to you is don't wait until January 1st. Why don't you start today? If it's a fitness journey, if it's a financial health journey, whatever health looks like in your world, whatever health looks like, whether it's your mind, your soul, your spirit, feeding your spirit, whatever that looks like in your life, don't wait until January 1st. Start today. There's no day like today to start doing it. And so I want to say have an amazing week. I wish you all a fantastic week. And I'm going to see. We'll see whether I'll be on at this same time. But here's a promise that I will make is that I will do a live on Monday, next Monday. But yes, let me know if this time works for you and if there is a better time that works with you. So have a wonderful week, everybody. Blessings to you all. Let's make it a great one.